Greetings. I am feeling like so elated right now because I was just presented with this like amazing opportunity. And I feel like just overwhelmed with like joy right now. So, let me go ahead and tell you the opportunity that just presented itself. So, I'm chilling. I am back in Seoul. Seoul. I'm trying to say it correctly because I've been saying it wrong. So I'm back in Seoul. Seoul. And I reached out to one of my friends out here who is this really talented musician, artist, songwriter, and he does like neo soul. I met him because he was working at this really cool bar that was playing Erykah Badu. And I was like, I love Erykah Badu. She's from my city, Dallas. And I was like, I've been to her concert. Like, it's awesome that you're playing her here. And he's like, yeah, I'm an artist. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So am I. And he immediately like went to Spotify, looked me up from the table that I was sitting at. I was with my dad. I watched him go to my Spotify and like listen to all my songs, like just snippets of each one. And then he played a few of them. And I assume he played his favorites. And I love that his favorites were the ones that like are the most underrated, like are the ones that are not always like the fan favorites. And so it just kind of goes to show that like there are different audiences that are gonna like different things. And so yeah, that's just really exciting. So anyways, the point is I reached out to him and I said, hey, I'm back in Seoul. Seoul. Okay. I'm back in Seoul. Seoul. And just want to let you know. And he was like, oh, congrats. And then he was like, yeah, like, what are you doing tonight? Whatever. So I said, hey, don't tempt me. Do not tempt me. But then he sends me a link. And I'm going to like pull out my iPad and like read it so that I'm saying it right. Me little bitty like, oh yeah. So he sends me a link. I'm just like ecstatic because it just goes to show. It just goes to show, my friends. Hi, guys. So he sends me a link and he says, are you interested in this? So I click on it and it says, exclusive weekend tour, Korea Cultured Andong Edition. An exclusive artisan fermentation journey through Korea's cultural heartland. 2 days, 1 night in Andong, Korea. Let me just say, I immediately was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm down. Yeah. And I said that thinking, that he would be joining, that we'd all just like have a fun weekend, like exploring. And he's like, no, I can't make it. That's why I'm wondering if you can. I was like, oh, bet. Yeah, I'm down. The fuck? He said, my friend is a tour guide and he's Mexican. Say less. Omar said, we just would like for you to share stories and publications in your media about this trip. I'm like, no problem. That is what I do. That is what I do. So shout out to Omar for this amazing opportunity and shout out to Dano for like, thinking of me. And so yeah, I signed up for it. And I'm no influencer, okay? I'm just a real bitch. But I'm just like, honestly, like excited because it's like gonna be a really beautiful experience, like a traditional, like real life cultural immersion. And that is really fucking neat. So let me go over the itinerary. Oh my god, So, your 2-day journey itinerary. A refined, unhurried flow. Day 1, 9 a.m. Departure from Seoul. 12:30 p.m. Andong specialty lunch. 1:40 p.m. private distillery tour. Tasting and meet the master distiller. 4:20 p.m. tour of the Hanok village and tasting of artisanal soul. 6 p.m. local dinner. 8 p.m. overnight Hanok stay. How dope. Day 1. Okay. Day 2. 9 a.m. breakfast and free time in Hanok. 11 a.m. workshop to learn how to make local noodle dish and dong guksi and lunch. 1:30 p.m. Okay, let me breathe. Let me slow the fuck down. I'm excited. I'm so excited. 1:30 p.m. a traditional Andong soju cocktail experience and tasting. 5:30 p.m. return to Seoul. Okay, so now let's go over what's included because that. So, what's included? Everything essential, expertly handled, you simply enjoy. I get to enjoy private brewery access, local seasonal cuisine, expert English speaking guide, curated tastings, Hanok stay with breakfast included, a round trip soul transport, hands on workshops, and a small group, so like an intimate setting. This is so beyond. So beautiful. I'm gonna cry, like. So, why am I telling you this, right? Why not? Why would I not tell you about this? I was just minding my business, um, focusing on me, doing my thing, and I literally was like in my bed and I was just like bored. And it's okay to be bored. It's okay to like sit in your boredom and to embrace it. But like I was just like I kept checking my phone, and sometimes I just need to sit with myself. But that's something that I'm still working on. Regardless, I was just like I kept checking my phone. I was trying to watch a show, wasn't interested. And then I was like, why don't I just record a podcast? Like, why not do something that I love to do? And yeah, it takes a little bit of work to set it up and get everything, situated, but it's so worth it because I was talking to my therapist today. It was a really, really good session because we went over how I feel unfulfilled when I am not pouring into my creativity and into my craft. When you're bored or you feel like empty or you feel just unfulfilled with life, reflect on what it is that you're doing. Like what are you giving your attention and your time to? And are you pouring into your cup that like fuels your soul? Because that's so important, right? Like we're all creatives, okay? In different ways. And a lot of people who claim that they're not creative are creative, but in their own regard, right? Like doctors are creative, dentists are creative, engineers, like IT and tech people are creative, right? Teachers are creative. Like it's not just the people that are in the arts that are creative. We're all creative in our own ways, right? And so when you connect with what makes you feel good, what you enjoy doing, what you enjoy creating, that's good for you. That's good for your soul. So I got my ass up and I decided to just sit down with myself and have a conversation because it's something that I constantly put off. And granted, I'm pretty good at it. Like, and it's fun. Like, I literally get to connect with myself in a way that, when I'm just sitting by myself and just unconsciously doing things, or when I'm constantly seeking external stimulation, I feel so empty and so just unfulfilled. And I keep using those words because you don't have to feel that way. I don't have to feel that way. When you're intentional and you are being conscious about what you're putting your energy into, and for me, when I'm like pouring into the things that make me feel good, like creation, writing, creating music, writing music, right? Just writing anything, reading even, watching something that like inspires me, not just like mush. There are some really amazing TV shows and movies that inspire me and make me want to create and make me think. But then there's also stuff that I watch just to pass the time and to like feel something, anything, when I can actually just sit with myself and enjoy the quiet and my solitude, and learn something like that's actually meaningful versus just like sinking into the abyss of whatever I'm watching and not even like, really thinking critically about it. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about consumption versus creation. And I watched this really interesting video today on TikTok, granted, but there are some really amazing creators on there that have some amazing things to say. And she was talking about consuming versus creating, right? We can consume things so quickly, like so fast. But to create something, it takes time and it takes intention and it takes being okay with time slowing down a little bit. Think about it like this, and this is what this creator, I'll put her name right here. This is the example she used. When you cook a meal, that takes minimum 30 to 60 minutes, and then you eat it in what, less than 15 minutes, right? That's the same thing when it comes to our creations and our art, a work project, or anything that you're working on. It takes time to create that. And then it gets consumed so quick, just like movies, right? Movies, months or years of work go into movies. and then we watch a movie in an hour or whatever, right? And so it's so easy to consume so much in the age that we're living in. We're constantly taking in so much information, and we're not even given a chance to truly feel and think about what we're taking in. And I mean, we wonder why we feel like crap because we're just taking so much information in and not even processing any of it. One minute we're crying, the next we're laughing, like, and it's like, are you taking time to create? Because that's what really makes time slow down. And that's what this creator was talking about. And it really just made me think. And it aligns so much with what I talked about in my therapy session today. So, and then it's funny because the second that I was like, let me stop just watching this TV show. Let me just talk to myself and sit down and record a podcast. And then I was rewarded by the universe for like choosing myself. And I got this amazing opportunity to go and like experience this. So I don't know. I'm feeling really like just excited and inspired and again, like overcome with joy because when you are being true to yourself and you are like pouring into your cup and fueling your soul, you are rewarded. And you shouldn't do it, with the expectation of being rewarded. You shouldn't do it so that you can get something out of it. You should just do it for yourself, right? Because that should be enough. And then when you're doing it for yourself, like that inevitably will help the collective. Like if you're being true to yourself and you're living in your purpose, like that helps the collective. When you give to the world, just by being who you are and living in your purpose, abundance does flow in. I think it's cool because this opportunity does align with what I have been working on, which is like recording my day-to-day experiences and putting it out into the world. And I think this just opens the door for me to continue to like document the amazing experiences that I'm having in this life and putting it out there when I feel called to, because it makes me feel good. Whether anybody watches it, whether 100 people watch it or one person watches it, or if nobody watches it, if I feel called to put it out into the world, that's enough. When I allow myself to put out the things that I'm creating, that's liberation. That's like me freeing myself from the fear of judgment and the fear of like wondering what if this doesn't, what if this flops? Who cares if it flops? Like, good for you for having the courage to put it out there, right? Because it could inspire somebody. It inspires you, right? Like, you like it, and that's what matters. And so, yeah, I'm just, like, feeling super, like, inspired and super grateful because, like, I am living in Seoul. Okay, I am living in Seoul, South Korea. I'm Mexican than a biddy. I'm American as hell. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Mexican-American, second generation, I have no business being in Korea. I don't have Korean family members. I'm not Korean. You know what I mean? Like, this opportunity, this wonderful, wonderful opportunity presented itself. And I decided to take a chance on myself and take a leap of faith and come here. And as much as I have moments where I'm like, what am I doing? It is moments like these that I'm like, exactly what I should be. I'm doing exactly what I should be, and I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. It's good shit, bro. It's good shit. So just know that you can give yourself the love that you're craving, and when you do pour into your cup, abundance flows in, my friend. So thank you for tuning in. I'm so grateful that you're here.